Hello y'all, welcome back to Case Can Probably Read. My name is Casey and at this point there's nothing I can do about it. We're doing a TBR today. This is in no way a promise to definitely read these books. It is a list of books that I am interested in and that I might read this month. So there. My batteries are dying, so we're gonna have to make this fast. Some of these are new releases. Some of these are books that I've just been interested in and am likely to read this month. And then some of them are ones that I purchased recently at a bookstore. The first one that I'm interested in reading was released on May 30th, and that is WOLFGANG by Bryan. It is the 5th book in the Vampire's Mate series. This is a fated mate series that follows, you guessed it, vampires. I've really enjoyed this series. I've read the first 4, and I am really interested to read the 5th one. The next book that I'm hoping to get to was released on May 31st. That is Employing Patience by Saxon James, and it is Divorced Men's Club Book 4. This follows a group of divorced men, I'm just really being on the nose here, that live in a small town in Massachusetts that's not too far, I think, from Boston. And they've formed a club and it follows each of the men as they find romance. I've read the first 3, liked them pretty much. I think I've read everything that Saxon James has written under this name. I think Saxon James writes under another name for young adult, but I haven't read those books. But everything that she's written as far as MM romance, I think I've read it all. So looking forward to that one. The next one that I'm looking at will be released on June 8th, and that is Atlas by Finley. It is the 3rd book in her Mike Bravo Ops series, which follows members of a private security team. I think what's cool about that security team is it is specifically a security team that was formed for people of the LGBT community who have retired from the armed forces. It's a neat little series of books. They're very action-packed. There is a lot of go happening in them. I read the first 2. They were solid reads. Now I'm going to read the 3rd one. And Finley is, again, one of those people that I just read whatever she writes. I like her books. So there's that. The next one that I'm looking at will be released on June 30th, and that is Wildfire by Mika Nix, and that is Drake Security Book 3. Well, my phone died, but we will persist. Now, Mika Nix is actually a nom de plume for 2 authors, which is K.M. Neuhold and Mia Monroe, who are both MM authors. I've read a lot of K.M. Neuhold. I really like her stuff. I haven't read a lot of Mia Monroe stuff. I think I read one book. It was a vampire book. I don't think I was blown away, but it was all right. But I do like the Drake Security series. I've read the first 2 books in that series, and I liked them quite a bit. This, I want to say, I think it is a Fated Mate series. I'll have to go back and double check that. But I think it is a Fated Mate series, and it is also a Dragon Shifter series. None of the Omega verse, I don't think there's any like impreg in it. No Alpha, Beta, Omega. But it does have dragons. It has men who turn into dragons. And then it has ordinary humans in it. And I think that there were some characters in there that were wolf shifters as well. So it's a shifter romance. This is book 3, and it follows one of a family of dragon brothers as they find their fated mates. So that one's supposed to come out June 30th. I actually completely forgot to talk about another new release that is also by K.M. Neuhold. This is one that K.M. Neuhold wrote by themselves, and that is Rear-Ended, which is the 4th book in
the Big Bull Mechanic series, and that is supposed to come out on June 2nd. And that is a series that I've been reading. It's interconnected with other series that KM Neuhold has written, and it's set in, I think it's a small town in Wisconsin. This particular series follows a group of mechanics as they find love. It came as a spin-off series to another Neuhold series that was about construction workers, and KM Neuhold also writes another series that I like that is set on an island off the coast of South Carolina. That is one thing that is different about KM Neuhold. The stories are usually shorter, and the romance usually is the plot. There's not a lot of subplot going on or anything outside of the romance. All of the plot points are handled within the scope of the romance. So they're low angst, low pressure, but they're still pretty good reads. So looking forward to that one as well. Besides those new releases, I'm also looking at reading Grae of 100 Days by Isabel Murray. I have already talked a whole bunch about how wonderful I have found Isabel Murray to be. This will be the fourth story that I will be reading by Isabel Murray, and I have yet for her to let me down, so I've got high hopes for that book. And then I'm also looking at reading Good Behavior by Kelly Fox, which is part of the Wild Hearts Ranch series, which it's book 2 of that series. I have read several other series by Kelly Fox, and they are typically following groups of men that are either ranch hands or are ex-military, ex-special forces kind of characters. So there's a lot of action. And then one of the things that I like about them is that they're usually set in Texas. I don't live in Texas, but I live close enough to Texas that the world is somewhat familiar to me. She actually mentioned the characters in one of her books visiting a Buc-ee's, which if you live in this part of the United States, Buc-ee's is like a big deal. Like if you're going on vacation through Texas, you have to stop at a Buc-ee's. You almost can't manage to not stop at a Buc-ee's. It's a whole experience. It's a whole thing. So that was fun. It was a fun little touchstone for me to when I'm reading those books. So I'm looking forward to that one. Other than that, I am reading a few nonfiction books this month, but I'm gonna leave off to talk about them another time. Probably I'll only talk about them if I actually read them or finish them. But this past weekend, I went book shopping with my best friend and my sister to one of my favorite bookstores in Oklahoma City, which is Full Circle Books. And I picked up this romance called The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrun. I've never read Alison Cochrun before, but it looked really cute. It's basically a love story that happens behind the scenes of a reality show. I want to say it's probably a Bachelor style reality show. So it looked cute, and I guess I'll try it. But that's all I got for you today. I have no idea what editing this will be like, especially since I'm recording on my tablet, and hopefully I don't have to reshoot the whole thing because that does not sound like a thing that I want to do. If my brand of awkward appeals to you, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, or follow me on social media, which I will link below. And until next time, charge your batteries. Bye.